Meanwhile, Unite's Len McCluskey has announced a 10% cut in funding for the Labour Party. Unite are Labour's biggest donor. This represents quite a sizable chunk of cash that's being cut for the party. Len McCluskey spoke to Newsnight about this imminent decision, and Lewis Goodall is back at the screen. Lewis.
Yes, Emily, this is a really significant decision from Unite, which, as you say, is the biggest donor to the Labour Party. There has been disquiet among members of Unite and Len McCluskey for some time, pretty much ever since Keir Starmer became Labour leader. He was clearly, obviously, a big ally of the former leader Jeremy Corbyn, and there is concern that under Keir Starmer, although, of course, he did run very much as the heir to Jeremy Corbyn in some ways, is already taking the party away from that leftist direction. And this decision from the Unite executive tonight, which was a pretty conclusive decision from the executive, I'm told, is potentially, Len McCluskey told me last week, the first of a series of decisions that could take place if the party doesn't stay in the right direction, as he would see it. One Unite source told me tonight, said that they feel that in the end, the main feeling was that Keir Starmer and his inner circle, quote, are just not listening. There's a lot of anger from the people who knock on the doors and man the phones, and they don't want to be taken for granted. This is what Len McCluskey, the General Secretary, told me last week.
We give significant money to the Labour Party, and I well remember when I first took over as General Secretary of this union 10 years ago, my members everywhere were saying, why are we giving the Labour Party so much money? Because they felt that New Labour was letting them down. And there will be that demand again, I've no doubt, if things start to move in different directions. And ordinary working people start saying, well, I'm not sure what Labour stand for.
But the Labour leadership should be cognizant of the possibility that, as you say, if things go in a different direction, your members might start to query funding arrangements.
I think funding arrangements is undoubtedly an issue that may come up. I've got an executive next week, and there's already some anger at the fact that the Labour Party paid out significant sums of money to individuals involved in that Panorama programme. There's a lot of anger over that. It'd be interesting to see what my executive says next week on that. But
why are they angry?
Well, they're angry because they thought it was an absolute mistake and wrong to pay out huge sums of money to individuals who were suing the Labour Party based on the Panorama programme, when Labour's own legal people were saying that they would lose that case if it went to court. So we shouldn't have paid them anything.
So that was Len McCluskey speaking to me last week in anticipation of what he told me at the time would be this decision from the Unite executive. Two quick things to say about that. First of all, what he's referring to there is what happened with whistleblowers in the Labour Party. The Labour Party ended up paying money to those whistleblowers after they accused the party of defaming them. That was over the anti-Semitism scandal. Clearly, those comments from Len McCluskey could reignite that problem. Keir Starmer may have to respond. And I'm told as well that the money that Len McCluskey is going to save from the Unite donation that would have gone to the Labour Party coffers, I'm told that Unite are considering putting those into left-wing causes within the Labour Party, left-wing grassroots organisations. The Labour Party internecine conflict, Emily, well, it's not entirely gone away.